Well, today's not been a great day so far. We woke up, well, I did not, we went to bed pretty late. It was our fault, but we both went to bed pretty late and had to get up super early because Chu worked at 9 a.m. today. I'm picking her up right now. And as Chu was getting up and ready and I was struggling to even wake myself up or pull out of bed, Pud the cat ended up throwing up in like 4 different places, and a lot. And so Chu cleaned up what she could around her shower. And then when I got back, I got to clean that up and sweep the kitchen and clean up some litter mess in the bathroom and stuff like that for like 2 hours. And vacuum up the living room, and it was disgusting and a mess. And he clearly wasn't feeling well, so he was pretty clingy all day. So between everything, I've gotten pretty much nothing done this morning, which really sucks because these Tuesday mornings while she works in the mornings are usually great for me to get stuff done. And then as I was going to leave, he ends up throwing up 4 more times, and a lot. Thankfully, for half of it, I was able to get something under him that I could just pick up and throw away. Then I had to scrub up the rest of it real quick before I left. And I have to hope that when I go back, there's not going to be more. I've got to talk to Chu about it. I sent her some Skype messages. I have no clue if she saw them because I sent them right before I left. She's busy with work. But I'm fairly certain it's the Friskies food that we're feeding him that's doing it. Because as far as I'm aware, he's had a history of throwing up quite a bit, just in general, when he lived at her parents' house, or her family's house. And that's all he ate was that Frisky stuff, and they never really could keep up with the medicated food. He did not throw up at all for the entire week. This is his week anniversary of being with us. He did not throw up at all his entire week of being with us until we went back to feed him Friskies. Now, we started feeding him Friskies a little bit for the first couple days. We fed him a little for the first couple days, along with some of the medicated wet food that we already had. And then when we took him to the vet, it was alternating. So he didn't have anywhere near as much as he probably has had in the past couple days. And then when we took him to the vet, they gave us special medicated food. So we started feeding him that, and then Chu wanted to switch him back a little bit more to some of the dry food as well. So we gave him some of the Friskies, and then he's been throwing it up. So I'm pretty sure if that's, if he has a history of that food's doing that to him. And the issue is that, at least as far as she knows, that's all the food that he'll really eat. Although he refused to eat the medicated food, and then he finally has been gobbling it up recently. So I think we'll be okay not giving it to him anymore if we can decide on that, and just giving him medicated food or what we need to. The issue will be coming to that decision and things like that. So I'll be talking to her about that when she comes out, because I could be totally wrong about this. And I'm 1 week into owning the cat, and I just have some vague information about his history. But to me, seeing it, that it is pretty clear. So I took his food away. He only had a little bit left, but I put it up. I put it up pretty high for now, so he doesn't eat a bunch more. And hopefully when I go back, he hasn't thrown up a ton. But we'll see. And he was already struggling to pee and stuff as well, which is part of his urinary issues. And so he's clearly not feeling well today, which really sucks, because as soon as I take Chu up to school for a study group for finals, I have a call with a potential sponsor for my Linux for Windows Noob series. And I have a big report for work I got to turn in that I haven't even started because I've been busy dealing with the cat. So hopefully he won't be super clingy and he can just rest and try to feel better. And maybe I'll give him his medicine and some medicated food when I get back. We'll see what Chu and I decide, but not been a good Tuesday so far. It was a really good Monday, which is rare for me, but not a good Tuesday at all. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Love you, buddy. You playing with the bag? Is that your computer? Is that your computer? It is now. It is now. Well, this is certainly a nice way to wind down for the evening. This is the first time he's done any sort of actual cuddling with me. or laying in my lap or anything like that. It's really kind of nice. So I guess it's time to watch more Silicon Valley while I wait for Chew to get done. The call with my potential sponsor, which of course I can't give out details yet, but it went quite well. Or at least I think. I'm still very, very awkward on the phone. And so the phone call itself was awkward, and getting into it was awkward because I was late, but apparently the woman I was talking to was running late too, so it worked out, and I was running late because Chew had an impromptu study set, well, not impromptu, but kind of last minute study group session-esque thing at school today at the time that I said I'd be on the call. So I had to push it back and then rush home, and we grabbed food and stuff and make sure Pud didn't puke everywhere again, which he didn't, he was good, and then jump on the call. And thankfully, it kind of works out nicely. They're looking to expand their like content and sponsorship kind of thing potentially, and this is the first time they're kind of doing something like that. And it's the first time I'm doing something like that. So it kind of works out that we're both brand new at this, and thus, while we're both sitting there scratching our heads like, what do? We're both not expecting anything too unreasonable and can hopefully work towards an agreement that will be kind of nice, but we'll see. And then I just did a goofy little unboxing review of this controller charger for my PS4 controller just because. Chew's study group thing is run very long. Like, it's like 2 hours past what I thought it'd be. And it's almost dinner time, and I've been waiting to kind of get some stuff done because I was waiting for her to be back here to help with the cat. So this week is not going much better than last week in terms of productivity. I mean, the weekend was great. This past weekend was great where I just did all those Ubuntu videos, but in terms of overall productivity, the past couple weeks have not been very good due to my car and certain feline friend over there. But that's okay. Someone's been a little sleepyhead all day. Thankfully, he hasn't thrown up anymore. He's been good. We haven't fed him anything, though, because we didn't want to have him eating a bunch while his stomach was still upset. And we're going to try to avoid giving him that, I forgot what it's called, Pure Friskies dry food. No, I said food. You're not getting food right now. He's still been super clingy because he doesn't feel bad, or because he doesn't feel well, but that's okay. Hi. Hello. Hello. What a lover cat. What a lover cat. Yeah, he took my chair. That's my chair in Chew's spot. But before I got on my call for that potential sponsor, he climbed up in it already half asleep, so I went ahead and let him have it because he feels bad. Only as an exception, and I'm sure Chew would be laughing at me and saying I'm a sucker and that it's not just an exception, but that's my chair. He's not keeping my chair. I just know he prefers it, so when he's not feeling bad, I'm not going to take it from him. I keep saying not feeling bad. When he's not feeling well, when he's feeling bad, I'm not going to take it from him. Was that a shiver or a sneeze, Goofy? You can't be cold, can you? You get some sleep, baby. Ow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, be nice. Jerk. I'll take my chair back. I'll take my chair back. Do you want pets? You always want pets. Let me just give you a little bit of pets. There we go. I got a kiss. There we go. And on a good note. It's this kind of rain that I really like. It's warm out. You can feel just some light moisture in the air with the warmth. The rain is thick and heavy but slow. it's just calm. It's not like there's a little thunder, but it's not super storming, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like it was just suddenly raining. Sweet spring and summer rains, as they say. I enjoy them a lot. It also smells pretty nice, which is a weird thing to say about rain, but it smells pretty damn good. It's storming again! I posted the rain clip yesterday. It was just kind of raining. And then we got an alert. I don't know if these are normal for everyone, but in my area, the local news stations provide text alerts for weather, major events, terrorist attacks, school shutdowns, things like that. They're not super reliable. I assume it's a kind of standard thing now. We got one last night for a thunderstorm warning for the evening, but it was just like a short thing that lasted like 5 minutes. Didn't get any sort of alert or anything for today, and it's been raining and looking very nasty all day, so that's not so great. But just dropped Chew off at school for her last normal school session. She is taking her last 2 finals, and then she never pretty much has to go back, except for some honors dinner thing we may be going to. And then she's got to pick up her cap and gown for graduation. But I'm super proud of her. This is great. I'm excited. And then I stopped here at Staples. I finally found the local Staples. It looks a little small from the outside, but it's still plenty big on the inside, and it's actually so much cleaner than the one I used to work at. Like, it's almost embarrassing how much better this one looks, although it's empty of customers and employees as usual. But I came here to drop off my monitors that I had bought off eBay that were all busted, and some general tech recycling that I had. Thankfully, I found that second battery to Chew's laptop. When we finally decided her laptop was dead and we weren't going to use it anymore, I put all the extra stuff for it in the e-recycling pile, including the second battery that I had for it. Found the second battery for it in that pile, so I was able to get that before I dropped off all my tech recycling. But finally I have all of that crap out of my apartment. I had the 3 monitors, and then I had a whole box of stuff. So it was nice to get all that crap out of my apartment. Finally, gotta go back home, check on the kitty, try to give him his medicine. I've never done it myself. I've attempted it briefly while trying to help Chew. Chew's usually the one that does it. It's probably not gonna go well, but she didn't have time this morning. He needs it twice a day, and it's about that time that he needs it, and she'll be at school for her finals until like 6 or 5:30 or something, so this may or may not go well. And then I gotta do lots of work, because people like to make me do the exact same work over and over again with minor altercations without reading what I gave them in the first place. So I'm wasting hours writing documents that don't need written because I've already written them. So I'm literally just copy pasting and linking back to what I already wrote at this point. And then I've got to get back to editing. I finally edited my Epifan Pearl tutorial series, which I was supposed to release in January for this $5,000 streaming box. Hopefully I can send it back to him after this or something, or find a use for it, because I feel bad and they may want it back, but I don't want the responsibility of having it if they're not, like, I don't know. So I'll start integrating them into the release schedule, and we'll see how that goes. And then I've got to finish editing up the video series I did with Rio for my video transcoding server. That's going along decently. It takes a very long time, and I have to sit down and like put a lot of time into it, deliberately focused. But it's going pretty well so far, and general editing and all that jazz. So probably a busy day, but finally got rid of that e-recycling. That is a huge weight off my shoulders. And it feels good to be able to just say, hey, I need to do this, and go do it. I don't do that a lot. I always put it off. I don't have the energy or like capability sometimes to make myself go places that are out of the way or that are outside my apartment in general. So I don't know.